Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bull Williams and looking at the Dow Jones at the moment. So yesterday I got my retest of the 200 daily moving average. You can see we rallied hard up into it and then had a massive sell-off. Well, in context of the daily bar anyway, to the downside. What is transpiring at the moment, though, is the following. Okay, so we have this level here. Okay, this was the previous breakout. We have created a lower high, and we've had 1, 2, 3, and this is now the fourth day that we are ranging inside this one bar. Okay, now at the beginning of the week I suggested that we're more than likely going to move sideways or bounce off. So this is what's playing out at the moment, and it's kind of a indecisive pattern that is setting up at the moment, but it could also be a consolidation pattern. Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bull Williams theory and looking at the Dow Jones this morning. So early in the week I pointed out that we're more than likely going to move sideways, and that's pretty much playing out at the moment. I've got the top of this previous bar here and the bottom, and that is kind of the range that we're moving in at the moment. We do have a diagonal trend line here which is formed now. We've got 1, 2, and then each one of these daily bars is adhering to that trend line. So the 200 daily EMA is definitely holding up price at the moment. Now the question is, are we going to get a similar situation as what we had in this area here? Okay, so you can see here we had 1, 2, 3, 4 sideways days, and then we had a massive breakout stretching up for the 200 daily EMA. Okay, so yesterday itself was a pretty frustrating day if you're trying to get a trade going. If you look at the 4-hour, pin bar. So we had an inside bar here, then straight into a pin bar and another pin bar. I mean, this is just total chaos. No other words for it. So we kind of hovering inside the alligator, and it's to be expected. We got our second test of the daily 200 EMA, which was this pin bar here, and you can see how the sellers sold off. The fact that the bulls have stepped in and bought again here and not sold out leads me to believe that we could potentially see a move to the upside. But what I'm going to be looking for is a break of one of these pin bars to the up or downside. So basically it means that I am more than likely sitting with my money in my pocket for today, because this was pretty indecisive, to say the least. We didn't even stretch. I would have thought we would have stretched for the gap close at least, but we failed to do that. So this daily gap here is still pretty much open. So yeah, it's a mixed bag, because I can see merit for continuation at the upside, and I can also see merit for a move to the downside. And so far today, it's barbed wire indecision. Okay, and I think that's going to be expected, because this trend line, diagonal trend line here, is being respected pretty well. So I think let's just have a look at the ichimoku, because that will give us a little bit more information. So starting off on the hour, we are sort of in and out the cloud. We are above a cloud. Dickinson is pointing to the upside. So yesterday it was pretty flat, indicating range. So this could be setting up for a move to the upside. I think I'm rather reluctant to take a trade at these levels, because basically you'd have to have a stop below the cloud if you're using ichimoku at the moment, but there's nothing really there. Sorry, we want to go to the 4-hour. 4-hour, we've had a bearish crossover. Okay, so normally when I see a bearish crossover like that on ichimoku, I start to get concerned. Okay, but what can happen, I get an example here. So you can see here was a bearish crossover, but then we sort of continued on our merry way. I want to see price above Tekinson, the blue line here. So long as price is above the blue line, I'm happy with a stop trailing below the red line here. Okay, so that's kind of the view that I have on this at the moment. It's could be setting up for a move to the downside, and I'll show you on the Bill Williams chart now what I see there. But if I look at the daily, we are bouncing off the cloud as well. So from a daily perspective, short-term trend is up. We've had a bullish crossover. We are busy breaking through price here with Chico span, which is fairly interesting. The cloud is not that thick here, so in other words, it's not going to offer much resistance for a breakthrough. So if this consolidation does break, then you're looking at a cloud break, which could indicate a trend reversal, but bear in mind you want to wait for the retest, because here we had a cloud break, but Kijis and Tekinson were in a bearish crossover. Okay, so you want to see a cloud break, and then you want to see a retest. So in other words, you want to see price come through the cloud, come down, test the cloud, find some support, and then you have a confirmation of bigger trend change. Okay, so let's just get back to the Bill Williams. And let's get rid of those lines there. Right, so if we have that level drawn in there, and we put this inside swing low here, which has been respected on a few days, and we'll see that on the lower time frames. Okay, so you can see used as resistance, used as support, attempts to use as support again. You can argue that it was used as support. And then we have this downward trend line here, which extends back. Okay, so, and we've had one, so further back we've had, how many touches do we have further back? Just the one. So it's 1, 2, 3 touches. Okay. We've had 3 touches on this trend line here. So you could be looking at a flat bottom triangle. So this could be a bigger move to the downside brewing. Okay, and the longer we go sideways at the daily 200 EMA, that starts to become a possibility. Now, we did form a higher low here. So just put a trend line in along that, and you'll see we are now forming a potential consolidation triangle. Okay, so I think for me anyway, it's a case of waiting for the US Open to see what's going to transpire. If we do get above the high of yesterday, then obviously we have merit for a move to the upside. Bear in mind that we did create a new high based on the previous day. So that was the previous high. So we just got slightly above it. Okay. Now, if I delete that and delete this trend line, and we just take from the previous high to the current high, you'll see that is actually our consolidation range. Okay. So yeah, so for as long as this barbed wire continues, in other words, these tails up, tails down, and price hovering on the center here, I'm staying far away from this. I want to see a decent break, and unfortunately the decent break is quite far away. So this is 380 points. So yeah, unless we get some kind of a movement to the downside and we start bouncing off this trend line, then I'll take a long. So at the moment it's still looking for longs, but there are a few concerns that I have, and on the 4 hour it's this indecision of these two pin bars here, one after each other. Okay, so I can understand why the sellers came in off the 200 daily EMA, why the buyers came in here. There's no level, they didn't test this level here, so you know, there's no logic to why they came in. So that just gives me confusion, and by the looks of things I'm not the only one. So if you look at this price action here, there's a lot of people and algorithms that are confused at the moment, not knowing which way they're going to drive it. Okay, so I think ultimately is, trend is ever so slightly up, but in my eyes, this is a sleeping alligator. It's a flat alligator. I want to see it pointing straight up or pointing straight down on the half hour at least before I get involved in this. You can see the 12-minute, it is flat. Okay, so I suppose this doesn't really give you much indication other than I'm confused with this one today. But confusion is good. It allows you to keep your money in your pocket and not try and trade or force a trade which is going to force you, well, not force you, but it's going to guarantee you losses. Okay, so advice for today is wait for some form of price action to play out. So you can see here this was used as support, used as resistance, and we're now using it as resistance again. Okay, so what you can do is watch these fractals, these two fractals here. But the fact that they are pin bars is just concerning me. So I'm going to need a proper break above 24640 in order for me to even think we're going to break through the 200 daily EMA, which I don't think is going to happen that easily unless some really good results come out of earnings today. And 24,500 to the downside. And just on that, we had great earnings coming out from a number of companies, and then we had a sell-off. I haven't done the research on the sell-off. There's probably some results that came out that were negative. So yeah, I think that's really me for today. Totally confused, more than likely leaving my money in my pocket, and we'll wait to see what happens later on in the session. If something does change, just check back with the comments, and I will indicate anything in the comments. If there's anything drastic, I would release another video, but I don't think it's going to be something drastic. I think this 200 daily EMA is going to hold us up for another day. Or if we do manage to get a breakthrough today, then it would be a case of waiting for the pullback to get in for the next trade to the upside. But for now, I'm going to want to see a daily close above that 200 EMA before I get involved in longs at this lofty level, high level that we're at the moment. I prefer to be long at the bottom. Okay. So, sorry about that, guys, but that's the way the market goes. And nothing that I want to trade at the moment, so we'll just keep money in the pocket. Anyway, guys, I hope it helps some of you to stay safe, and I will catch you later. Enjoy your day. Cheers for now.